Hey, my name is Nick May with Walls by Design, and today's question is all about the exterior of the house. How often does my exterior need to be painted? Let's get into it. All right, guys, the exterior of the house is something that has to be maintained on a regular basis. And people ask us all the time, how often does it need to be painted? Well, for some, they want to repaint because they just don't like the color of the house. Maybe they bought the house last year or they've just bought it and they just can't stand however it looks on the outside and they want to paint. So obviously that is completely up to you, but it doesn't need to be painted. Now, the second thing is most people will say that the average paint job should last between 7 and 10 years. Now, I've been in the painting business for a long time. I got into painting when I was in college, and that's how I kind of cut my teeth. All I did was exterior painting. And I will tell you that there's very few paint jobs that can last a full 7 years. And so probably what you're gonna see about year 5, literally no matter what product that you're putting on, you're gonna start to see some cracking and some failing on windowsills, definitely on caulking, especially here in Colorado, and some other areas where maybe snow is going to pile up. And really, those are things that just wear and tear because of the elements, and we can't really guard against that. So if you are ready for a repaint and changing colors, then you're probably looking at about 7 years to be on the safe side, because you don't want your wood or your particle board, it's really cardboard in Colorado, the siding is so bad. You don't want that stuff to get wet, because once it starts to get wet, it will start to swell like a sponge. And then you're looking at doing some replacement of boards. I've got a side on my house that is beyond just paint, and it's gonna cost me about $2,000 to replace that siding, and then I have to paint. So you really wanna take care of these things before they happen. But we have a solution for you where we will charge you $2,000 to come out and do about 2 days worth of touching up. We can recaulk windows, we can repaint windowsills, we can address any failure areas, we can repaint a few sides of the house. Because typically, if you're looking at your house, you're probably going, my house isn't that bad, but this side looks bad, these windows look bad, I've got caulking that's cracking. And we just went through that at my house this year, because my house was painted about 5 years ago, and I had caulking that was failing, I had some windowsills that were starting to chip, I had some areas where snow would rest against the house. And so all those areas need to be addressed. The whole house didn't need to be repainted. So I would say every 5 years, we could do that kind of program with you. Now, the one caveat is you need to have the exact paint. We ran into a problem with the paint that we had used because we weren't able to get the same product. I had some paint left over from the last time we painted, and I was able to repaint a couple of sides of the house, but I actually have the whole back of my house that we ended up having to use a different product. We got the color really close, but I ended up having to use a different sheen. Now, most people will never notice that I did that, but you as the owner, as you're walking around, you'll be like, hey, that side looks a little bit duller than that side. So if you have the paint from before, we can get it matched, but we can't do an exact match. That just is never possible. We can get it really close, and so you probably can't do just touch-ups on a side. You can probably just do painting the sides edge to edge. So the program would be, you pay us $2,000. We're gonna come out, we're gonna address all the major concern areas. And we can tell you if you have too many concerns. We can tell you if you've kind of gone past that and it's just better to repaint the house. But $2,000, and then you supply us with the paint, or we would charge you additionally to get more paint to paint your house. But $2,000 to $2,600 versus $6,000, $8,000 can save you a lot of money. And then you're gonna be able to go another 5 years. Versus what a lot of people do is every 7 or 8 years, they're repainting their whole entire house, that's $6,000, $8,000. The price of paint and the price of having people come out and do work on your house has definitely gone up ever since COVID. And so this is a great way for you to make those dollars stretch and protect your house in a substantial way. I'm Nick May with Walls by Design. If you have questions, want to reach out to me, you want us to come out and look at your house to see if you can qualify for that $2,000 touch-up program, or you just want to get a bid on the exterior of your house, we'd love to do it.